Caitlin Clark is listed on an injury report, lads. You're gone to a preseason game. It is on an injury report. For the first time in her WNBA career, Caitlin Clark is listed.
Taking her completely off the board. She will not touch a basketball, and unfortunately, we will probably won't see Caitlin Clark play in any preseason games.
Let's talk about why this news hit like a meteor. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's a walking headline, a one-woman hype machine who turned the WNBA into must-see TV. This is the woman who dropped step-back threes from the parking lot, racked up 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 7 rebounds as a rookie, and basically dragged the Indiana Fever to their first playoff berth since Obama was president.
See Caitlin Clark play for the rest of the year, but when will we know? If she's questionable, it should be listed right.
She's the reason half of America remembered the WNBA exists, and now she's sidelined with a mysterious left leg injury right before the 2025 preseason kicks off. Fans are losing it, and I don't blame them. People rescheduled weddings, skipped work, maybe even ghosted their besties to snag tickets to see her debut, and now they're staring at a big old question mark. It's like buying front row seats to a Beyoncé concert only to find out she might send her backup dancer instead. Rude now, let's get real for a second. The Indiana Fever dropped this bombshell on May 2nd, 2025, listing Clark as questionable for their May 3rd game against the Mystics due to a left leg issue. No specifics, just left leg, which is about as vague as a politician dodging a scandal. Clark herself tried to downplay it, telling reporters at the morning shoot-around, just a little tightness. A little tightness? Girl, that's what I say when my jeans don't fit after Thanksgiving dinner.
There was no way in hell Caitlin Clark could have been hurt in my book. Well, I'm here to tell you, the Indiana Fever put out information. There's more information coming out from people that's actually...
But in WNBA terms, questionable is a coin toss. 50-50 odds she plays. For any other player, that's a Tuesday. For Caitlin Clark, it's a national emergency. This woman has never missed a game in her life. Not in 4 years at Iowa, not in her 40-game rookie season, not even in the playoffs. She's tougher than a $2 steak, so when the Fever say she's sitting out, you know something's up. Here's where it gets juicy. The Fever's explanation smells fishier than a seafood market on a hot day. They're calling it precautionary, saying they're thinking long-term with Clark's health, especially since the WNBA just bumped its season to 44 games, the most ever. Coach Stephanie White was like, "We gotta protect our star, y'all. It's a marathon, not a sprint." Okay, fair, but Caitlin Clark is 23 years old, not a creaky veteran who's been dunking since the Clinton administration. She's got legs fresher than a new pair of Nikes, so why are they bubble wrapping her like she's a porcelain doll? Enter the conspiracy theories, and trust me, the fans are cooking. Some are screaming load management, that trendy term teams use to rest stars so they don't combust mid-season. But load management for a 23-year-old rookie phenom? That's like telling a toddler to take a nap during a sugar rush. Something's not adding up.
Injured her right ACL during Tuesday's Mystic practice, the team announced. She and the team will examine treatment and rehabilitation.
Let's zoom out and talk about the bigger picture, because this isn't just about Caitlin. The 2025 WNBA rookie class is dropping like flies in a horror movie. Georgia Moore, the Mystics' top draft pick, just tore her ACL on April 14th, sidelining her for the entire season. Aaliyah Edwards, another Mystic, is out with a back contusion and won't be re-evaluated for 2 weeks. Megan Gustafson's got a leg issue, too. It's like the WNBA gods decided to curse the new kids before they could even unpack their gym bags, and fans are noticing a pattern. These rookies went from grinding through a brutal NCAA season, think 40-minute games, no days off, and enough media interviews to make your head spin, straight into the WNBA draft, then pro training camp with zero chill time. It's like running a marathon, then being told to sprint a 5K while carrying a backpack full of bricks. No wonder their bodies are screaming, "Send help!"
I mean, he's been showing off an awful lot of footage. And if you guys are seeing right here.
But back to Caitlin, because this drama's got more layers than a celebrity divorce settlement. The timing of this injury report is chef's kiss suspicious. The Fever's next game after the Mystics is on May 4th at Carver Hawkeye Arena in Iowa, where Clark became a college legend. That game's not just a preseason friendly against the Brazil national team, it's a homecoming spectacle. A sold-out love fest where tickets were gone in 45 minutes and are now reselling for $440 a pop. You think Caitlin's missing that? Please, she'd crawl onto that court if she had to. So here's the tea. Fans on X are buzzing that the Fever are low-key saving her for Iowa. One user straight up said, "This is just an excuse to barely play tomorrow so she can go off at Carver." Another called it a PR stunt to make sure she's 100% for her homecoming. And honestly, I'm not mad at the hustle. It's like saving your best outfit for the Met Gala instead of wearing it to a random Tuesday brunch. Let's break down the injury itself because the Fever's tight-lipped left leg nonsense isn't cutting it. Clark was spotted at practice on May 2nd, moving fine, sinking half-court shots like it's her day job and showing no obvious limp. Reporter Scott Agnes, who's basically the Fever's unofficial stenographer, tweeted that she looked fine and was moving well.
She's going to want to play all those games, and she's going to want to give as good a showing as possible for the fans. And I think that might be the reason why they're taking her out of the game.
Now let's talk about the fans because they're out here acting unwise. The comment sections on X are a war zone. You've got diehard Clark stans clutching their pearls, canceling their Mystics game plans, and demanding refunds like they just found out their concert tickets were for a cover band. One user claimed they dropped hundreds to bring their whole family to see Clark, only to feel like they got catfished by the Fever's hype machine. Then you've got the WNBA purists rolling their eyes like, y'all only care about Clark, not the team. It's like a family reunion where half the table's fighting over the last slice of pie. And don't even get me started on the ticket drama. People are flipping Mystics tickets online faster than you can say false advertising, and some are straight up accusing the Fever of bait-and-switch tactics. I mean, can you blame them? You hype up Caitlin Clark like she's the second coming of Michael Jordan, then pull her from the lineup? That's like promising a 5-star meal and serving instant ramen. But here's where the Fever might be playing 4D chess. Coach Stephanie White's been dropping hints that this is all about building rotations and chemistry.
Into the NCAA tournament, and then she goes straight into training camp. There's just not that much time for recovery for these players, and it does put them in a situation where they might be more prone to injury because they don't have that time where they...
Translation, they're saving the fireworks for Iowa, the Mystics game. That's just a warm-up act, a dress rehearsal where Clark might play a token 3 to 5 minutes, wave to the crowd, and call it a day. But Iowa? That's the main event, the Broadway premiere where Clark's expected to drop 25-30 minutes and remind everyone why she's the face of the league. The Fever know the stakes. They've got a new-look roster with vets like DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Sophie Cunningham, all brought in to add playoff grit. They're not risking their golden goose in a meaningless preseason game when they can unleash her in front of 15,000 screaming Hawkeye fans on ESPN. It's peak marketing, and I'm kind of here for it, but also like, can we get a straight answer? Let's not ignore the elephant in the room. The WNBA's schedule is a meat grinder. Clark didn't get an offseason. She went from torching defenses in the NCAA Final Four to red carpet interviews at the WNBA draft, then straight into pro training camp like she's auditioning for the Avengers. No nap, no vacation, not even a weekend to binge Netflix. She carried Iowa like a backpack full of bricks, averaging monster minutes and launching more threes than a SpaceX rocket.
This news, it made me think about the timeline of these rookies and how they go straight from college to getting drafted and then straight into their WNBA season where the physicality...
And now the Fever expect her to just keep going like she's got an infinite battery? Nah, fam, bodies don't work like that. The lack of recovery time is why we're seeing rookies like Clark, Amore, and Edwards breaking down before the season even starts. It's not just bad luck, it's a systemic issue. The league's got to figure out how to give these young stars a breather, or we're going to keep seeing injury reports longer than a CVS receipt. So, what's the real play here? Is Caitlin Clark actually hurt, or is this a masterclass in PR spin? My money's on a bit of both. The Fever are probably legit worried about her leg. Quad strains and tendonitis aren't jokes, and they don't want their MVP limping into the regular season. But they're also milking this for all it's worth.
And Stephanie White alluded to it. Stephanie White not said as much as, like, didn't guarantee it, didn't say anything too much, but like Stephanie White alluded to it as well. That like that players aren't going to play as much as...
Sit her for the Mystics game, let the rumors swirl, build the suspense, then let her walk into Carver Hawkeye Arena like a superhero, returning to her home planet. Picture it. Clark drains a logo 3. The crowd loses their minds, and the Fever get a SportsCenter montage that'll play on loop for a week. It's a movie script, and they're directing it like Spielberg. But the fans? They're stuck in the plot twist, wondering if they're getting played or if Clark's leg is genuinely on the struggle bus. Here's the kicker. Even if Clark's injury is minor, the stakes are sky high. Her game is built on chaos. Those sharp cuts, those off-balance fadeaways, those half-court daggers. If her left leg's not 100%, She's not just a step slower, she's a different player. It's like taking the nitro out of a race car. And with the WNBA spotlight hotter than ever, thanks in large part to her, this isn't just about one game, it's about the narrative. Clark's the face of the league, the reason season ticket sales are through the roof, and if she's not on the court, the Fever are risking more than a preseason L. They're risking the vibe, the hype, the whole Caitlin Clark industrial complex. So where do we go from here? The Fever's got 2 more preseason games. Iowa on May 4th and Atlanta on May 10th. Clark played in Iowa, dropping 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, including a 36-foot bomb that had the Hawkeye faithful losing their voices. She looked fine, but the Fever still pulled her early, letting the bench close out a 108-44 rout of Brazil. Atlanta's next, and Clark's listed as questionable again, but sources say she's likely to play. The regular season kicks off May 17th against the Chicago Sky, and you better believe the Fever want her ready to go full supernova.